I bought a mouse, but it didn't have that little wireless thing that goes with it. So having problems with it. Okay, today is just a tour of the family tree. I liked Heather's little thing.
Yeah, she has quite an imagination, doesn't she?
All right, so on the tree, just to review everything, and those of you who are here already know this, we don't have any new people here for our 5-minute news. So on the tree, and I think Nancy may have already covered all this, we've got home. I love home because every time I get lost, I get to go home. The only problem is that if I've been in the person view of somebody and then I go up and hit home, it takes me to them. So sometimes it doesn't work, but usually it does. This little one, you can recenter if everything gets out of shape. Here you can take away top part, plus, minus, make it bigger, little. Then Nancy already showed you over here. About the options. You already saw that today, right? So you need to go over that. This is an important one. Did you go over help others, Nancy? I don't think so.
I didn't go over help others.
Help others is a huge one that I use a lot when we're trying to help people and where we want to go into their tree and see the view from their point of view. And so with the helper
people that are consultants would probably use this a lot.
Yes. So there's 2 different ways of doing it. One way is to have their full name, birth date, and the last 5. Usually it's the last 5 of their membership number, but they can change that if they want to and make something else. And that's under settings where Nancy showed you earlier. So if they're not sure what their helper number is and the last 5 of their membership number doesn't work, then you can go in there and see if they've changed it. But most people who are brand new don't know enough to do that. So the last 5 of their membership number will work. You can also do by username. This is if they do know their username and their helper number, then that works. But I find that I end up doing this full name a lot more often because they don't know enough to know what their username and their helper number is. But this is very, very useful because you can be proxy for them. You can do everything in there as if you were them, except you cannot get into their settings, which is good. So you can submit names for them. You can, if they're on there, you can go into at the same time. You can both be looking at the same screen at the same time. And you can kind of, I find that I can give them step-by-step directions as to what to do if I go in as a helper, because I can see exactly what's happening. I can refresh the screen as they're doing it and see if they're doing it right. And so this is extremely helpful if you're helping somebody else.
Okay, can you go over how if they don't know their user number or the member number? Of course, if they're not a member, they don't have a member number, right?
Right.
But so, they have a helper number.
Okay.
In that case, they probably Family Search would have them create a helper number and they would find it under settings.
Okay, under their settings.
Right. But if they're a member of the church and they don't know enough, usually you just need their name, their birth date, and the last 5 of their membership number, which is on their temple recommend. So if they're not sure if they have their membership number, it's on their temple recommend.
Okay.
Or their ward clerk can print it out for them.
Right.
Or their helper number if they're not a member.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Or if they're more savvy, they may have a helper number and then they can do it. In fact, let's just go look and I'll show you.
Okay.
Where their helper number is. Right.
Yeah, it was down to the bottom, I think. Oops, no.
Maybe it's under, I can't remember. I know I just saw it. As Nancy was talking, I was reviewing everything.
And
I just saw it.
It's further down by your membership number.
Oh, here it is.
No.
under permissions.
Oh,
Your that must be that's probably the last 5 of my membership number because I haven't changed anything. But people can go in here and change it if they want to. So
I've never known anyone that did, but
I have. In fact, one of our clients at work, because we have a list, like 5-page list of all their helper information, and I couldn't get into one of them. And we found out that they changed their helper number. It's like, thanks. Okay, so back to tree. So we have all these little doodads here up at the top. Nancy went over all of this. Did you go over my contributions? I can't remember.
uh-huh.
And I know you went over following and you went over find. Recents is my best friend. Did you go over recents?
Yes.
I use this a lot. So I can remember where I just left off. Person view, you know that. The tree view, of course, and then the overview. And then Nancy also took you to, if you were all new people, I would go over all of this. The reason we did this, hoping that we would encourage people who only want 5 minutes to come for 5 minutes. But here is, you guys have been here the whole
It just happens that tonight we're doing the same topics. Another week we won't do the same topics.
But even if we were doing the same topic, it'd be okay, because if they're new people coming in, they could just get a condensed version.
Our idea is this way, that people that are consultants or not, that think that they know enough to work without a lot of help, but maybe have questions about this or that, can just come the night we're talking about this or that and learn it, instead of feeling like they need to come every Sunday night.
Right. And then if they just want a 5-minute thing, we'll give them a quick overview of everything. So that's the 5-minute. You already heard it all from Nancy, except for the helper information. Good, I did something. So that's it.